Good afternoon, students. So in the last video, we have seen till the renewal of license. So in this video, we'll continue with the procedure for grant or rejection of license. The controller may, on receipt of an application under subsection 1 of section 21, after considering the documents accompanying the application and such other factors as he deems fit, grant the license or reject the application. However, no application can be rejected under this section unless the applicant has been given a reasonable opportunity of presenting his case. Suspension of license. The controller may, if he is satisfied after making such inquiry as he may think fit that a certifying authority has made a statement in or in relation to the application for the issue or renewal of the license which is incorrect or false in material particulars, failed to comply with the terms and conditions subject to which the license was granted, failed to maintain the standards specified under clause B of subsection 2 of section 20, contravened any provisions of this fact, rule, regulation, or order made thereunder, revoke the license. The controller may, if he has reasonable cause to believe that there is any ground for revoking a license under subsection 1 by order, suspend such a license pending the completion of any inquiry ordered by him. However, no license has been suspended for a period exceeding 10 days unless the certifying authority has been given a reasonable opportunity of showing cause against the proposed suspension. No certifying authority whose license has been suspended shall issue any digital signature certificate during such suspensions. The notice of suspension or revoke of license. Where the license of the certifying authority is suspended or revoked, the controller shall publish the notice of such suspension or revocation as the case may be in the database maintained by him. Where one or more repositories are specified, the controller shall publish notices of such suspension or revocation as the case may be in all such repositories, provided that the database containing the notice of such suspension or revocation as the case may be shall be made available through a website which shall be accessible round the clock. Then power to delegate. The controller may in writing authorize the deputy controller, assistant controller, or any officer to exercise any of the powers of the controller under this chapter. Power to investigate contravention. As in power to delegate, the controller can give his power to its deputy controller or assistant controller or any officer on behalf of him. They can take the corrective action. So if there any contravention is possible, then the deputy controller, assistant controller, or any officer who are authorized by him on behalf of his shall take up for investigation any contravention of the provisions of this act, rules, or regulations made thereunder. The controller or any officer authorized by him in his behalf shall exercise the like powers which are conferred on income tax authorities under Chapter 13 of the Income Tax Act 1961 and shall exercise such powers subject to such limitations laid down under that act. Then access to computers and data. Without prejudice to the provisions of subsection 1 of section 69, the controller or any other person authorized by him shall, if he has reasonable cause to suspect that any contravention of the provision of this act, rules, or regulations made thereunder has been committed, have access to any computer system, any apparatus, data, or any other material connected with such system for the purpose of searching or causing a search to be made for obtaining any information or data contained in or available to such computer systems. For the purposes of subsection 1, the controller or any other person authorized by him may, by order, direct any person in charge of or otherwise concerned with the operation of the computer system, the data apparatus or material to provide him with such reasonable technical and other assistance as he may consider necessary. Then certifying authority to follow certain procedures. Every certifying authority shall make use of hardware, software and procedures that are secure from intrusion and misuse. Provide a reasonable level of reliability in its services which are reasonably suited to the performance of intended functions. Adhere to security procedures to ensure that the secrecy and privacy of the digital signatures are assured. Observe such other standards as may be specified by regulations. So these are the procedures the certifying authority need to follow. Then certifying authority to ensure compliances of the act. Every certifying authority shall ensure that every person employed or otherwise engaged by it complies in the course of his employment or engagement with the provision of this act, rules, regulations and orders made thereunder. Next is a display of license. Every certifying authority shall ensure that every certifying authority shall display its license at a conspicuous place of the premises in which it carries on its business. Next is a surrender of license. Every certifying authority whose license is suspended or revoked shall immediately after such suspension or a revocation surrender the license to the controller. Where any certifying authority fails to surrender a license under subsection 1, the person in whose favor a license is issued shall be guilty of an offense and shall be punished with an imprisonment which may extend up to 6 months or a fine which may extend up to 10,000 rupees or with both. Disclosure. Every certifying authority shall disclose in the manner specified by regulations its digital signature certificate which contains the public key corresponding to the private key used by that certifying authority to digitally sign another signature certificate. Any certification practice statement relevant thereto. Notice of the revocation or suspension of its certifying authority certificate, if any. Any other fact that materially and adversely affects either the reliability of a digital signature certificate which that authority has issued or the authority's ability to perform its services. Where in the opinion of the certifying authority any event has occurred or any situation has arisen which may materially or adversely affect the integrity of its computer system or the conditions subject to which a digital signature certificate was granted, then the certifying authority shall use reasonable efforts to notify any person who is likely to be affected by that occurrence or act in accordance with the procedure specified in its certification practice statement to deal with such event or situation. Next is a digital signature certificate. Digital signature certificate is a certificate issued by a certifying authority necessary for an undertaking to be able to digitally sign a document. So in this, we are going to see 5 points. First one is certifying authority to issue digital signature certificate, representation upon issuance of digital signature certificate, suspension of digital signature certificate, revocation of digital signature certificate, and notice of suspension or revocation. So we'll see in detail these 5 points. First one, certifying authority to issue digital signature certificate. Any person may make an application to the certifying authority for the issue of a digital signature certificate in such form as may be prescribed by the central government. Every such application shall be accompanied by such fee not exceeding 25,000 rupees as may be prescribed by the central government to be paid to the certifying authority. Every such application shall be accompanied by a certification practice statement, or where there is no such statement, a statement containing such particulars as may be prescribed by regulations. On receipt of an application under subsection 1, the certifying authority may, after consideration of the certification practice statement or other statement under subsection 3, and after making such enquiries as it may deem fit, grant the digital signature certificate, or for reasons to be recorded in writing, reject the application, provided no digital signature certificate shall be granted unless the certifying authority is satisfied that the applicant holds the private key corresponding to the public key to be listed in the digital signature certificate. The applicant holds a private key which is capable of creating a digital signature. The public key to be listed in the certificate can be used to verify a digital signature affixed by the private key held by the applicant. So as these three are the necessary parts, if these three are going to be satisfied by the certifying authority, then the digital signature certificate is issued. Representation upon issuance of digital signature certificate. A certifying authority, while issuing a digital signature certificate, shall certify that it has complied with the provisions of this Act and the rules and regulations made thereunder. It has published the digital signature certificate or otherwise made it available to such persons relying on it, and the subscriber has accepted it. The subscriber holds the private key corresponding to the public key listed in the digital signature certificate. The subscriber's public key and a private key constitute a functioning key pair. The information contained in the digital signature certificate is accurate, and it has no knowledge of any material fact which, if it had been included in the digital signature certificate, would adversely affect the reliability of the representation made in clauses A to D. Third one is a suspension of digital signature certificate. Subject to the provision of subsection 2, the certifying authority which has issued a digital signature certificate may suspend the digital signature certificate on receipt of a request to that effect from the subscriber listed in the digital signature certificate or any person duly authorized to act on behalf of that subscriber. If it is of opinion that the digital signature certificate should be suspended in public interest, a digital signature certificate shall not be suspended for a period extending 15 days unless the subscriber has been given an opportunity of being heard in the matter. On suspension of a digital signature certificate under this section, the certifying authority shall communicate the same to the subscriber. Next one, it's a revocation of digital signature certificate. A certifying authority may revoke a digital signature certificate issued by it where the subscriber or any other person authorized by him makes a request to that effect. Upon the death of the subscriber or upon the dissolution of the firm or winding up of the company where the subscriber is a firm or a company. Then subject to the provisions of the subsection 3 and without prejudice to the provisions of subsection 1, a certifying authority may revoke a digital signature certificate which has been issued by it at any time if it is of opinion that a material fact represented in the digital signature certificate is false or has been concealed. A requirement for the issuance of a digital signature certificate was not satisfied. The certifying authority's private key or a security system was compromised in a manner materially affecting the digital certificate's reliability, the subscriber has been declared insolvent or dead, or where a subscriber is a firm or a company which has been dissolved, wound up, or otherwise ceased to exist. A digital signature certificate shall not be revoked unless the subscriber has been given an opportunity of being heard in the matter. On revocation of a digital signature certificate under this section, the certifying authority shall communicate the same to the subscriber. Notice of suspension or revocation. Where a digital signature certificate is suspended or revoked under section 37 or section 38, the certifying authority shall publish a notice of such suspension or revocation as the case may be in the repository specified in the digital signature certificate for publication of such notices. Where one or more repositories are specified, the certifying authority shall publish the notices of such suspension or revocation as the case may be in all such repositories. Then, duties of subscribers. So, in this section, we'll see what exactly the duties of the subscribers are, in which we are going to see the 3 points. First one is generating key pair, acceptance of digital signature certificate, control of private key. So first one is generating key pair, where any digital signature certificate, the public key of which corresponds to the private key of that subscriber, which is to be listed in the digital signature certificate, has been accepted by the subscriber, then the subscriber shall generate the key pair by applying the security procedures. Acceptance of digital signature certificate. A subscriber shall be deemed to have accepted a digital signature certificate if he publishes or authorizes the publication of a digital signature certificate to one or more persons in a repository or otherwise demonstrates his approval of digital signature certificate in any manner. By accepting a digital signature certificate, the subscriber certifies to all who reasonably rely on the information contained in the digital signature certificate that the subscriber holds the private key corresponding to the public key listed in the digital signature certificate and is entitled to hold the same. All representations made by the subscriber to the certifying authority and all material relevant to the information contained in the digital signature certificate are true. All information in the digital signature certificate that is within the knowledge of the subscriber is true. Third one is a control of a private key. Every subscriber shall exercise reasonable care to retain control of the private key corresponding to the public key listed in his DSC and take all steps to prevent its disclosure to a person not authorized to affix the digital signature of the subscriber. If the private key corresponding to the public key listed in the DSC has been compromised, then the subscriber shall communicate the same without any delay to the certifying authority in such manner as may be specified by the regulations. For the removal of a doubts, it is hereby declared that the subscriber shall be liable until he has informed the certifying authority that the private key has been compromised. So this is what about today's presentation. So further part we'll see in the next video.